Give all praise Yahweh Shem Yeshua Bashem Rakakadash. Honors that all the spousal men. Truth went down regarding truth and knowledge. The ones went down regarding this truth and knowledge. The Thawadi Yahweh Shem Yeshua put in the spirit of the truth went down regarding this truth and knowledge. So to know this truth and knowledge. Call Yahweh Shem Yeshua Bashem Rakakadash. Give all praise Yahweh Shem Yeshua Bashem Rakakadash. Scriptures relating to mind your own business. First Thessalonians 4:11. And that ye study to be quiet, and to do your own business, and to work with your own hands as we're commanded. So, that we may walk honestly towards them that are without, and that ye may have lack of nothing. And be not, but I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. For if we believe that Yahweh died and rose again, even so them also which sleep and Yahweh will God bring with him. That means ones who are pretty much a spiritual realm will be brought back, man. You know what I mean? Who are asleep. That means sleep is pretty much rest. You know what I mean? Ones who passed away, they'll be risen up first, man. And this pertains to your own affairs, man, keeping your own affairs. You know what I mean? So this lesson's about keeping your own, minding your own affairs, man. 26 in Proverbs 26 and 17, he that passeth by meddle with strife belongeth not to him. So meddle in other people's affairs, man. You know what I mean? It's not wise, man. You know? And sometimes it can get you caught up in situations, man. It's like one that taketh a dog by the ears. You take a dog by the ears, that dog will bite you, man. Especially when you don't know that dog, man. And you have a doggy dog type of people out here. You know what I mean? A lot of them have a grit and they have a bite, man. You know what I mean? Especially when people, in a matter of speaking, meddle in their affairs, man. Next one. First Timothy 5 and 13, as with them, they learn to be idle, wandering about from house to house. So they go from place to place. You know what I mean? You know, they don't stay at where they supposed to stay at. You know what I mean? Relating to their own affairs, man. And the wicked, you know what I mean? He goes to, he wants to be in everybody else's affairs too, man. What's that scripture? Let me see if I can find it. See if I can find it. Just trying to find the scripture real quick. a scripture here. This is First of Peter. This is the New American Standard Bible, NSAB. We'll read it from this. Make sure that none of you suffer as a murderer or a thief or an evildoer or a troublesome meddler, man. So pretty much meddle in other people's affairs. The TLT, the NLT, which is the New Living Translation. If you suffer, however, you must not be for murder, stealing, making trouble, or prying into other people's affairs, which goes to meddling. So the wicked, they are troublesome meddler, man. They are constantly in other people's affairs. They are in their affairs, and they want to be in your affairs, man. I was just using that as an example. Let's go back. First of Timothy 5:13. Here we go. And withal they learn to be idle, wandering about from house to house, because they meddling, they're going into other affairs, and not only idle, but tattlers, and also busybodies, speaking things which they ought not. So revealing things, gossiping about things that they shouldn't be. You have a lot of people in the spiritual ministry aspect as well as the carnal aspect, man. Pretty much in a matter of speaking, the spiritual and physical world, man. Gossiping, busybodies relating to other people's affairs and different things, and really don't know the flavor of those, man. They just speaking this nonsense, man. John 21:20-22, and Peter turning about seeth the disciples whom thou shalt love following, which also leaned on his breast at the supper and said, which is he that betrayeth thee? And questioning which one betrayed. That would be ultimately Judas Iscariot. Peter saying, seeth Lord, thou shalt Lord, what shall this man do? And Yahweh saying to him, if I will that he tarry till I come. So he's not going to wait. What is that to thee? Follow thou me. And basically what it means, why are you worrying about it, man? It's not you. So Matt, stay in your own affairs, man. First of Thessalonians. And that ye study to be quiet and to do your own business, stay to your own affairs, man, and to work with your own hands as he commanded you, that ye may walk honestly towards them that are without, and that ye may have lack of nothing. So in the day, it's all about staying to working your own affairs, man. Romans 14:4. Who art thou that judgest another man's servant? To his own master he standeth or faileth. Ye shall be holding up, for God is able to make him stand. Luke 6:42. Either how canst thou say to thy brother, brother, let me pull out the mut. The mut is a speck. Mut will be a speck that is in thine eye, when thou beholdest not the beam that is in thy own eye. So you got a speck in your eye, but you telling him about the speck in his eye, but you got that same speck. Thou hypocrite, cast out first the beam out of thine own eye, and then shall thou see clearly to pull out the mut that is in thy brother's eye, man, which is that speck. Because others, in a matter of speaking, can see certain things that you're doing, but they may be doing it. So that will make them hypocrites, man. You know what I mean? But they quick to say and say something about you, you know what I mean, what you're doing, when they're actually, guilty of the same thing. You know what I mean? So, in this scripture here talks about first remove first what's in yours before you can cast somebody or cast somebody else's out. You know what I mean? So you have to deal in matter of speaking, man. This is just really minding your business, man. You know what I mean? Being meddlesome, in trouble. You know what I mean? But that scripture talks about first look into your own self and see and make sure you're clear before you can, do somebody else, man. The scripture talks about you can judge, but judge a righteous judgment, man. You know what I mean? Judge righteously accordingly. You know what I mean? Or correctly. 4:8 Philippians. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things that are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of a good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. I'm going to read it regular on KJV. But let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other men's matters, man. And the point is, be not a busybody in other people's matters, man. Meddle not in other people's matters. Stay in your own lane. Hold your tongue. Hold your peace. Do it to the best of your ability. Stay in your own lane. Mind your business, man. Scripture talks about life and death is in the power of the tongue, man. So that tongue can be a positive thing or a negative thing to you, man. You know what I mean? So that tongue gets you in a lot of trouble as well. Because that's the tool that gets people caught up in other people's matters, man. So that's why the scripture says life and death is in the power of the tongue, man. So it could be actual life to be where it can be beneficial for you, or it could be the death of you, literally, man. So then every one of us shall give account of himself to God. And every one of us is going to give account. Scripture talks about we're going to be held accountable for every word, whether good or bad, man. I believe that's in Matthew 12. Let me get it. Matthew 12 and 36, man. Let me get it. Because we held accountable, man. I'll be held accountable for my actions, and everybody else will be held accountable for theirs, man. Matthew 12 and 36. Let's get it. KJV. Here we go. Number 36. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. So you're going to have to answer for it, man, one way or the other, man. You're going to have to be held accountable for it one way or the other. Whether good, bad, or otherwise, man. Everybody. None are exempt. The scripture talks about the Lord is not a respecter of persons, man. And by thy words thou shalt be justified. So it's going to be justified by your words, or by thy words thou shalt be condemned. So it's going to be justified by the words, or it's going to be a condemnation to you by thy words, man. Let's continue on. For every man shall bear his own burden. That goes to that cross, man. Every man got to bear their own cross. Their burden, man. Their burden goes to themselves, man. That goes to that individual self. That's their own thing they have to deal with, man. Whether from the lowest level to the highest, man. From the most complex to the most simple. You know what I mean? Read that again. For every man shall bear his own burden. So that burden goes to that cross, for example. Whatever it is, man. Mental, physical, emotional, the infirmities, afflictions, the things that individuals that have to deal with, man. They have to bear that, man. Some have to deal with it on a higher level than others, or a lower level, etc., man. For every man shall bear their own burden. You know what I mean? So that's the individual thing, no matter speaking. I'm going to read Romans 14, 1 through 12. Him that is weak in the faith receive ye, but not doubtful disputations. One believeth that may eat. Let me say, for one believeth that he may eat all things. Another, who is weak, eateth herbs. Let not him that eateth despise him that eateth not. So, in a matter of speaking, why worry about what somebody else is doing? That goes to why you worrying about what that individual is doing, man. Pretty much tend to what you need to do for yourself, man. Let not him that eateth despise him that eateth not, and let not him that eateth not judge him that eateth, for God hath received him. So if the Lord accepts him and receives him, then why that individual that's so pressed and meddling with that individual, you know, he don't, you know, is futile, man, in a matter of speaking. Let's continue. Who art thou, judgest another man's servant? His own master, he standeth or fail ye, and he shall be holding up, for God is able to make him stand. One man esteemeth one day above another, another esteemeth every day alike. Let every man be fully persuaded. And that fully persuaded is convinced, persuaded, convinced in his own mind, man. He that regardeth the day regardeth it unto the Lord, and he that regardeth not the day to the Lord doth not regard it. And he that eateth, eateth to the Lord, for he giveth good thanks, God thanks. And he that eateth not to the Lord, he eateth not and giveth God thanks. For none of us liveth to himself, and no man dieth to himself, man. Because we all are the Lord's, man. The Lord created everything. We his creation, man. For whether we live we live into the Lord, and whether we die into the Lord. Whether we live therefore or die, we are the Lord's, because we are the Lord's creation, man. The Lord's the Father of creations, man. He created everything, man. Now, of course, he has he has what he likes and what he don't like, man. But all of it is his, man. You know what I mean? He likes certain things a little bit more probably than others, man. And that goes to just common understanding, man. Some people like certain things a little bit more and dislike certain things a little bit more. Some people have favorites of things than others, man. How much more of God and his only begotten Son, man? For to this end, Hamashiach both died and rose in revived, and he might be Lord both of the dead and living, man. For the deceiver and deceiver is, everything is the Lord, man. In a matter of speaking, everything is the Lord, man. We're property. Every creation on earth is property of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. But why doest thou judge thy brother? Or why doest thou set at naught thy brother? For we shall all stand before the judgment seat of Yahweh, man. That goes at 12. We put 12, 36, 35, 36. We're going to all be held accountable. It's going to either be justified or condemned, whatever case might be. But we're going to be held accountable from the highest to the lowest, man. From the least to the greatest, from the first to the last, man. For it is written, as I live, saith the Lord, every knee shall bow to me, and every tongue shall confess God. So then every one of us shall give an account of himself to God. All right, let me say, let's keep going. Let me see. Let me go to Sirach. (37:12). Be continued with a godly man, whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord, whose mind is according to thy mind. That ones of the same kind flock together, stay together. You know, the same mind, same accord, man. And will sorrow with thee if thou shalt miscarry, which means if they go off or fail, man. Like-minded. Scripture talks about iron sharpen iron, man. So they strengthen one another, man. Especially taking on the infirmities of the weak, man. Because everybody's level of faith is different, man. Some are blessed to have a higher level. Some are blessed to have a lower level. And the ones who are higher, you know, can help the lower ones, man. You know what I mean? Because that's balance, too. Because really the qualities of the elect, I'm just personally speaking, should be a naturally confident with all pretty much with all invincibilities and no vulnerabilities, man. But that would be nice in the real world. That would be nice in a fantasy world, but in the real world, you have all different walks of life, all different levels of people, all different levels of spirits in people, man. Everybody's not the same. Some people are different. Some spirits are different. Some personalities are different. And what makes it unique, the Lord created diversity in personalities, man. You know what I mean? That's what makes his creation special, man. Because they're not all the same. They're not on the same level. They're different. They're unique. All right, let's go 38 and 24. going what I was saying with the elect should be naturally confident, no all strengths, no weaknesses, man, against all opposition, man, you know, and never waver. And that would be the true qualities of the elect, man, even from this carnal flesh state, man. But everybody's not built like that. And the reality, that would be nice, but the real reality is everybody not built like that, man. Some people have to, you know, deal with certain things, you know, a little bit differently than others, man. Everybody's built different. There's the spirits and personalities and different things is different, man. And what I'm saying is, man, everybody ain't on the same level like that, man. And the Lord has it like that. That would be a balance to the Lord, because that would be too easy if everybody was just naturally confident. And you know, there has to be some kind of oppositional trials and tribulations and fire those that, you know what I mean, to make those potentially that are most vulnerable be more acceptable, man. So there has to be levels of difficulty, man. There has to be levels of difficulty, man. You know, but I was just speaking like from personally speaking, you know, because everybody's different relating to faith. Some people have a higher level of it, and some people have a lower level of it. You know what I mean? And so you have to work what's given to you, man, and pray that's enough, man. You know what I mean? You know, the Lord knows the Lord is the one who makes it like that, man. You know what I mean? This is his movie, man, in a matter of speaking. So everybody is on different levels, man. And that's, you know, that's what makes it special to him, man, who created it like that. All right. Ecclesiastes Sirach 38 and 24, Shalak on that. The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity. A learned man is a wise man of leisure. A wise man. A wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that have little business shall be wise. Pretty much tending to what needs to be tended to, man, and be wise to continue to tend to that, man. There was a video I was looking at. A guy was doing too much relating to the SO, which is pretty much relating to pertaining to children, in a matter of speaking. And he was chasing individuals who potentially were SOs, man. And he's doing too much, and he got shot. And I was on a video. That's why I did this lesson, partly. And so he was doing too much, man. He was trying to be super courageous vigilante, man. You know what I mean? But, you know, it backfired on him. And that was on one of the videos on here. That's why I kind of did the lesson on that. So he was doing too much, man. You know? And it wasn't wise for him to do that, man. Scripture talks about, I will send you in the midst of the doves. Be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. You know what I mean? So we have to carry yourself. That goes to your conduct, your mannerism. You have to conduct yourself a certain way to the best of your ability, especially in this wicked society. Ephesians 5:15 and 16. Be circumspect, not as fools, as wise, redeeming the times, because the days are evil. You have to be circumspect. You have to be wise relating to in the society, man, because we're in evil times, man. There's a lot of weird things going on in society. People's behaviors is weird. A lot of things, man. You tend to stay to yourself to the best of your ability. And wise common sense would be to stay in your own lane and mind your own affairs to the best of your abilities. Because we deal with a lot of things spiritually that's controlling and influencing the behaviors of person, place, and things in this society, man. So you have to be circumspect. You have to be paying attention of the times you're in, man. We in evil times, man. That's why the scripture says that, man. Be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove, man. Because we're in a society with wolves, man. You have to be that sheep, and you're a target, man. Because the wolves are around you constantly, and they're ready to devour and eat you at any given time, man. The society is like a big wolf, man. And the victims are a bunch of sheep, man. Ready for the slaughter, man. That being said, this is just a few scriptures. I hope it helps in some way. We'll give all praise, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Bashem Rakakada Shalom. Zayah Wolf Shalom.